Welcome back to Sex and Whiskey, a Gay Crashers podcast. In our series, hosts Nikki and RJ will sip on a dram of the good stuff while discussing the more exciting stuff. We will take you on a journey, exploring whiskeys from around the world, while also educating you on the birds and the bees, especially correcting what school or your parents missed on. Our goal is to promote a safe and fun environment that will leave you empowered and educated on your next bedroom adventure. So, sit back, pour a drink, and get ready for Sex and Whiskey. Hello, everyone. This is a very, very special episode. This is a special episode because this is a YouTube exclusive episode of Sex and Whiskey. We're doing a completely different overhaul of everything. But first, I am your co-host, RJ. I go by the pronouns he, him, and always, but especially today, on their birthday, the greatest day of the year. I'm joined by who?
Nikki, pronouns she, they. What's up? Hey, it's my birthday. It's my birthday, and I have birthday chaos energy, and it's great. So,
Yes.
for my
listening.
birthday, I hope so, because that'd be really weird if you weren't. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? If you're not listening. So for this episode, and something that I just needed after, we recorded 5 episodes of the podcast, and we've had some real serious heavy stuff that we've talked about, and it's my birthday, and I'm kind of like, I just want to cut loose, drink more than normal. We're drinking cocktails today and want to do something fun, which was ask the audience, listeners, however you interact with whatever the fuck is going on here.
Yes.
Just ask us anything. So we put out a Google form for people, and they were able to ask us questions or submit confessions, and they did. And I'm so excited because we're gonna have fun. I made a Sazerac, and before we got on, RJ and I tried to find the correct way to say Sazerac, and we still haven't figured it out really. But
Sazerac. Sazerac.
Sazerac.
Sazerac.
I don't
Sazerac or Sagarac?
Saga what? Sagittarius.
Ragnarok. It's Ragnarok.
It's Ragnarok,
We're
yeah.
drinking Ragnarok.
So yeah, we both have our
Yeah.
Sazeracs, which is my favorite cocktail. They're made with absinthe. And but I did a traditional like absinthe preparation on the side. So I have an absinthe sidecar. Essentially. So I'm gonna get fucked up. And yeah, I mean, I'm probably not.
No.
I can drink a
You
lot
will,
before I'm
maybe.
like wasted, but I don't know.
We'll
It's
see what
absinthe. We'll
happens.
see what happens. Anyway, so we have questions.
We do.
And we do.
We do.
Oh my gosh, we do.
People answered. People answered. This is insane.
I really like, if you filled out the form, I really appreciate it, and thank you for
watching this. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for joining us on this journey. 5 episodes. The 5th one comes out this Friday, which means nothing to you because I have no idea when this is coming out. It comes out Friday, August 5th. 5th. Yeah, August 5th. It is a very special episode. We have our first guest, huge, the lovely Ellie Daniel. We go through some very important things that are going on in the world right now. So please tune in and listen. But tonight is about birthdays and sazeracs and having fun. So without further ado, I think Nikki wants to jump in with the first question.
I do. So this first question, it's heavy hitter. RJ, boobs or butts?
Personality.
Aren't you cute?
Nope. Okay. So I know when I was growing up, I was more of a boob gentleman. And then I switched over to a butt gentleman. And then now I'm just an everything gentleman. I love all forms and shapes of bodies. I've come to really appreciate the kind of female figure. And I just think it's splendid. and I'm just grateful that I get to see it every once in a while. So I'm just gonna leave it that I appreciate both. But I'm leaning toward butts. Not gonna lie, I'll lean toward butts. I'm a butt leaner.
All right. Um, wow,
Nikki.
just um no, I got for whatever reason when you said like you were a young gentleman,
Yes.
that made
I
me
had a top
uncomfortable.
hat and like a monocle and a cane, and I was walking down
That's
the
what I thought,
street.
but I thought you were like 12 because you were
Yes.
young. And I've been
Yes.
so I'm anyway, you appreciate bodies. So,
Yes.
so I have to say, I'm the same way. I appreciate bodies in just all forms, like anything there. I'm if you were to go with that stereotype, like, is there a body part that really does it for you? Um, it's neither boobs nor butts for me, but since that's not
Shins.
the question,
It's shins.
no,
Big
it
shin girl.
I'm an ass man. And it doesn't matter, like gender doesn't matter. You got an
I
ass,
gotcha.
and
I feel you.
hey, what's up?
I
I
gotcha.
want you to crush me with your thighs. Anyway,
We are
drink.
learning so much right now. Sazerac. That's not awful. I'm surprised because I made it. This is the first time I've made it. So I'm
I've
proud of
made.
myself.
I'm good
Yeah.
job. I'll
So
make you a
here,
proper one in the
just
future.
soon we
Yeah,
actually dear listeners, we are gonna see each other. It is
in person.
in person, live, one night only. No, a couple nights.
A
In
couple.
October. We will try and record together as
Mm.
well. But we have these caviar dreams all the time. So we'll see what
Oh yeah.
happens. We'll see what happens. I will be just my final note on that boobs or butts. Softcore Cinemax in the early 2000s was boob heavy because they couldn't
Hmm.
show penetration. So they focused primarily on like boobs. So like that was the thing. But like, but just taste mature. I don't, but taste mature.
Okay.
I'm really proud of you for not saying anything and just that face. Okay. Nikki. Ooh, we're jumping into really personal stuff here on question number 2. Worst place you ever had sex?
um, I I have no fucking clue.
Your dog thinks you're a liar.
My dog just started barking like bitch, you know
Yeah, Nikki,
exactly.
Nikki, Nikki, you lying bitch. You
Like you
know what
mother,
you
you
did,
told
where you. Yeah,
um I knew she was gonna like start barking as soon as we did this. She says happy birthday to me. That's what she's doing.
that's amazing.
That's what it is. If you I
Hmm.
don't even know if they'll be able to hear it.
It's fine.
Person, yeah,
They
viewer.
know.
But my
I know.
dog is chaos. If you've ever seen anything on my social medias, my dog is big and chaotic. So um and I what was the question? I knew
Worst place
exactly
you
what
ever
I'm
had
doing. No,
sex?
I knew what the question
Oh
was.
no, I just wanted to make sure. We're
uh
talking. I mean, from comfort level, maybe just a fear of getting caught, or maybe it was illegal.
I mean, illegal and fear of getting caught is kind of a thing some people are into. I'm probably gonna
Goodness.
just go ahead and say like the beach, an attempt on the beach,
Oh,
because it's
sand.
and
Ugh.
yeah, it's like I neither one of us is quoting that movie right now. That I'm not quoting that movie. I'm not quoting that movie. I'm not quoting the movie about how sand gets anyway, gets everywhere. But yeah, probably the beach. That's stupid. Don't do it. I don't know. I
No,
was anyway,
absolutely not. No
that's
beaches
no beaches.
unless you're Barbara Streisand. No beaches.
Even just okay. Anyway,
No.
you worst place.
Ah, bar. I am 6'3" and there is no vehicle. The unfortunate thing was I was in the driver's seat and somebody climbed over, and that was just the mechanics alone and your two bodies just trying to move in the right direction, and like you're honking the horn and you're trying like not to like
Yeah.
get a like shifter in your butt. and there's just like so much going on.
That might
Unless
be
you're
a
into
goal.
that, unless
That
you're
might be
into
a
that.
goal. I don't know.
But yeah, no, it was just uncomfortable. I hit my head against the side glass. I hit my head on the roof. I turned the headlights on. Like it was just a mess. So no, no cars, no more cars for me. We could have she didn't have a minivan. Like we weren't like putting down the third row or anything like that. I'm
Like, was
talking
this in
like
like a Mazda Miata?
this was in a
Like,
Honda Accord. Okay, this
okay.
was a Honda Accord.
There might be some vehicles that are fine for it, but no, we're never getting
Yeah,
a
a
Honda
minibus.
sponsorship.
That's about it.
Yeah,
End of
that's it.
list. That's right.
Drinks. All right.
Oh my god.
RJ, have you
Okay.
ever sent nudes?
I have never sent an idiot an
Wow, it's
I
been a
have
day.
never mm, I have never sent an inappropriate photo in my life. I used to send people dick pics, but it was pictures of Dick Van Dyke or Dick Cheney.
So I was gonna
Um,
say that's wholesome, and then you said Dick Cheney, and I'm
yeah,
like,
no.
oh, oh,
Well, that's a
no,
real dick pic.
that's oof, gross.
So no, I've never sent a nudie in my life. I've received a nudie or two, but I've never sent a nudie.
Hmm.
I get them. I appreciate them. I just feel like I've never been one that's super comfortable with my body. And so I've always been hesitant of photos to begin with. And even when like I consider myself at the time being in like really good shape and looking fine,
Hmm.
even at that point, I was just like, no, like that's okay. It's so permanent. And like, I don't know, it scared me a lot. But yeah, received, never sent. Nikki, have you ever sent a nude photo?
I actually don't think I have. In the like traditional sense that we think of, like, I'm gonna
Did
tell
you
this.
mail a nude photo?
Hold on, wasn't completely naked.
Okay.
It's a, I have a Polaroid camera,
Yeah.
so um, I have mailed semi-scandalous photos, um,
Look at you.
and but I've also used to be an art model.
Mm-hmm.
So my body on display in terms of photography and art, uh, that's just kind of happened before.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of like, now I don't want it on the internet.
Yeah.
Um,
I gotcha.
like there's a difference, but I think, yeah, I don't think I've ever done the whole like sexting, here's a nude photo thing,
I gotcha.
before. But my memory is garbage. So
Ooh,
if one of my exes, like, he'll come out of the woodworks and just be like, look, I got this photo.
if
And
you're
I'm like,
listening,
please, I may or may not be sorry if you're listening, depending
keep
on
it to
who you
yourself.
are.
Just keep it to yourself. Just keep it
Okay.
to yourself. Yes.
Is it your turn to ask a question?
Uh, yes. Oh, yes. Nikki, how long should sex normally last?
There is no normal in terms of time frame. There's probably an average that has been calculated based on outdated studies that are just cis het couples, so just men and women. But and I couldn't even tell you what that average is, but honestly, there is no normal time. It's going through everything, when you are done, you are done. So if there's some sort of like, okay, this is taking too long, or
Hmm.
this is over too quickly, that's a whole other thing related to communication and getting to know your partner's body. But yeah, short answer, there is not a normal. Um, there might be an average, but that average is going to be outdated based on science that didn't give a fuck about anyone but straight people. So yeah, that's a question. I don't know. What do you think? That's a general question. That's not a personal question that says how long does sex last for you? So that's why I answered it
I
that
know
way.
how I read the question. I know what the question says, but thank you.
Hmm.
Um, how long should sex normally last? It should last as long as consent is there, fun is being had, and it is being enjoyed by both partners. If it comes to a point of discomfort or non-consensual or anything like that, then it's over anyway.
Hmm.
So I really think it's a case by case basis. I know instances where people can get the job done really quickly and they're like, that's wonderful, perfect, let's try again next week. And then there's people who go for the marathon. But that's the thing. It's like ice cream. And not everybody's gonna like the same flavor. So you just find the flavor that's right for the two of you and go for that.
Or three of
Um,
you,
or three of you, or four of you,
or
or
just you,
five with a video camera. I mean, whatever like floats your boat.
or Polaroid. Yeah.
God,
Anyway,
these Polaroids. Sazerac.
cheers. I'm so
Yes.
ready for this next question.
That's yours. That's your question? Yeah, that's your question.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. We got this question, and I had to read it a handful of times, and then I got it. So go ahead.
Um, the fuck is a breeding kink, and is that why Nick Cannon can't stop having babies?
Okay.
I don't know what you know about breeding kinks. I know quite a bit.
So the my limited knowledge is the idea of um sex for the act of reproduction where there is nothing used for protection and it's like fill me up. Is that correct
that
in a
is the
way?
most simplified
Yeah.
version of it.
I'm giving the layman's breeding kink definition over here. Now, as for Nick Cannon, who knows? Okay, I'm going to
Exactly.
start with that side. Okay, Nick Cannon can do whatever Nick Cannon wants to do in his private time with his people, persons,
Hmm.
whoever he chooses. I think a breeding kink in itself. Again, it is a kink. We don't kink shame here. So my knowledge of it is based on the fact that someone uh sees the idea of sex for the point of reproduction as something they get off on and they like that thrill of it perhaps or that idea of it. So yeah, again, as long as both partners are consenting, then it's just like anything else. But I know Nikki, a breeding kink. You gotta fill me in, fill me up. What do you need to do?
I have to what now?
What?
What?
Drink water. I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Uh-huh. Um, so I don't want to go into too much detail here,
Hmm.
because we are going to do a kink episode in the future, so maybe
We
we'll go
are.
into it. But there is a psychology behind kink in general. And breeding kinks are one that there is sometimes a power dynamic thing in there. For some people, the breeding kink is being used to bred. Like, so
Mm.
I am being like the usefulness of my body is someone breeding with me, and that's the
Hmm.
kink. And it is a form of, for some people it can be empowering, it can be a trauma release. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. And breeding kinks recently have seen sort of this uptick in people like talking shit about them post in this just Roe v. Wade environment where everything's chaos. Like, why the fuck would you be into a breeding kink? And so that's breeding kinks are complicated, and no kink shame for them. But essentially, the idea is not always like without protection. That may or may not be how it goes down. Um, it can be for the performance of it, or the idea of being like bred like an animal. So
Hmm.
there's a lot that goes into breeding kinks. And just like RJ said, who fucking knows what Nick can like whatever. Like, Nick Cannon can have all the kids he wants as long as
All the kids.
all of the women who are giving birth are all on the same page. Everybody knows what's going on. But I
Hmm.
really do appreciate this question. I actually think I know who it came from. I will confirm with them later because they asked me that question like a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, I don't feel like answering this right now. And so the fact that this popped up, I was like, I'm wondering if they reached out. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good question. Thank you.
All right.
All right, Nikki. Do women have wet dreams?
Yes. That's all. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
yes or no question, right?
yeah.
That's
Well, I did so dear listener out there, there is a difference. When you think of wet dreams for um males or I think we've decided on those with penises or those who are able to
just
ejaculate
penis
seminal
haver.
fluid. Yeah, okay, penis
Penis
haver.
haver.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, that's what we're going
Um,
with right now.
it's a nocturnal emission, comes with orgasm that occurs in adolescence for males. Females, it's again, this is just from general reading up on it. Does involve orgasm, but not necessarily an emission of some sort. You can become wet, but that's not necessarily it's a wet dream more so for the nocturnal emission side of things than anything else. But yes,
You're
yes,
not
they do.
squirting. You're not squirting in a
Correct.
wet dream, but we
Yes.
women have wet dreams, and yeah, panties might be a bit wet. Hopefully the dream finished. The nocturnal emission
Sazerac.
part, um, never mind. I'm not going. I'm just
Yep. Wet dreams. Wet dreams are wet dreams.
wet
Nocturnal
dreams
emissions.
happen. Yep, nope.
Yep. Clean the sheets. That's end of story. Okay. Yeah. Go for it. I'm ready for this one.
What is your favorite sex education fun fact?
Fun fact. There is a place in Florida called the Villages that had the highest incidence of STIs. It is a retirement community for persons over the age of 55. Uh, they fuck like rabbits. And apparently, because they think they are past the child rearing age, they don't use protection. So at one point, I don't know if they still are, but at one point, they had the highest incident in the United States of sexually transmitted infections. Fun fact.
Very fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you? What is your favorite sex education fun fact?
I did I call this a fun fact just because I roll my eyes like, but I try not to. I really try not to. Fun fact, the vagina is the inside part. It's not the vulva. Like how it's such a simple fact,
Mm-hmm.
but um there's a difference between a vulva and a vagina, and people still don't know that. And I'm not going to explain it right now. I'm going to say Google it. uh get yourself a biology textbook, or check out first episode of the show. There's a vulva
There
candle.
is. There is.
There's a vulva model.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna see
It's
it in our new intro video as well. So
the
enjoy.
vulva.
Who did
Yes,
that? That was awful. What a bad
that was
person.
amazing. Oh, I can't
Yeah, that was
wait.
a great
Yeah,
episode.
that was
I enjoyed that.
yeah. So that is my favorite fun fact, was that there's a difference between a vulva and a vagina, and yeah, that's and oh yeah, you're not putting a penis in the place the pee comes out of. Like all
Correct.
of that.
Two
Like,
holes.
yeah, it's just everything in there. My fun fact is that nobody fucking knows. So anyway, that's
Yes.
what I got.
Nikki, this is a question. This is not a statement from me. I've never had sex with another person, and I feel like most people my age have. Sometimes I worry no one will want to have sex with me because I lack experience. How do I boost my confidence?
So I'm with this question, I want to start by saying, since we don't have an age, I will say there's no age where people are required to like check off that box. And I feel like in our society that is so like pushed, like, oh my God, you're still a virgin when you're whatever age. Like, so I know people who have not lost their virginity until their mid 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually hate the phrase virginity, but I don't have another one right now. So starting there, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think anyone out there, like, just know that there is nothing wrong with that. Um, I don't think people are really truly going to not have sex because of a lack of experience. I don't recommend lying about it though, or creating that sort of trust issue. So addressing the first part, but how do I boost my confidence? I would get comfortable in your own skin and get to know your own body, and what you like and dislike, related to sex, sexuality, and just how comfortable you feel in your own skin. Because in general, like, confidence boosting is going to be this sort of internal mindset of I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And if you haven't had sex and you're trying to say, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, it's real easy to just psych yourself out and just be like, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so confidence wise, you can do this. You can. Um, but get to know your body and figure out what you're comfortable with, and find that sort of confidence in the knowledge that you are very aware of what to do. And then whenever you have your first time, it is really, really sexy to ask your partner, you know, what do you like? Show me what to do. Show me how I can make you feel amazing. And that's always just like hot. So that's what I got.
Um, yeah, I think I mean you really hit a lot of the markers there.
Sorry.
No, a lot of it does have to do with a lack of confidence. And I think we're our own worst critics. I think we're our, the toughest on ourselves. And I think you kind of put more weight behind it than anybody else will. Um, Now, albeit there are going to be some people who are hesitant to kind of take your virginity, which is like a stupid, phrase and stuff like that. There will be hesitance there, but honestly, two consenting adults, it's not gonna matter. Um, you know, First time might not be amazing for everybody. Second time gonna be a little bit better. Third time gonna be even better. So it's just, getting that first time might seem like an unachievable goal and might be some sort of insurmountable mountain, but everyone has been at that point at some time. Okay. You're not alone there. And part of it too is you figuring out whether or not you're happy with doing that. If it's something that
Hmm.
you actually want to do, like don't feel pressured from others because there's these weird ages and rules that people have put on each other, and society kind of like holds to a standard. There are people who wait till marriage. So just remember, there's no pressure on you. There's none whatsoever. And I
Hmm.
think once you kind of allow that pressure to come off, you'd be very surprised what sort of opportunities open themselves to you when you're not, so burdened by it. So I think that would be my approach. Yeah.
And I think I'm going to do just a random plug here. Um, I, because it's illegal in most states, don't feel like I'm allowed to really say, like, to do this, but I do know people who have felt uncomfortable enough to where they have hired a sex worker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm not saying do that or don't do that. I am saying that I have had this conversation with several people, and that was their first time. And so, for anyone out there, not necessarily just the person who submitted this question, for anyone out there,
Mm-hmm.
um, there's no shame in that.
Correct.
The shame is that it's illegal, and we'll go on that
It's
fucking
another
tangent
episode.
at another
Another
episode.
episode.
But if you have done that, or if that's something you're considering, please, that's not a shameful act. So
Agreed.
anyway,
Yes.
next question. Is that
Yes.
me? I'm asking.
That's you.
Hey, RJ, how
Yeah.
do I initiate foreplay?
Oh boy. Well, uh,
You just you just you're like, God damn it.
Azrak. How do you initiate foreplay? Um, Foreplay always begins with consent. It's the understanding that you and your partner are about to engage in something. And a lot of it is finding out what they like. So you open that form of communication first. And like Nikki said, it's kind of like, what can I do that you will enjoy? You know, what makes you happy? What gets you to the point that it needs to be? Because I will tell you that arguably one of the most important facets of sex is foreplay, if not the most important facet. Because no woman wants to be entered dry. And more importantly, it says to your partner that I am putting your needs at the same level of importance as my needs. And kind of having that spoken or unspoken kind of conversation in a playful manner. Initiating is kind of, I mean, I don't want to really, I can walk through the steps, but usually I I take it this way. Foreplay is started. Um, some say with a kiss. Some say with a gentle stroking of the hair. Some say with light nibbling on the neck. Who knows? But again, I think it's finding out what the person likes and kind of letting them either take the lead in that aspect of saying, "Do you like this? How about when I do this?" um and I think it kind of helps and it makes things less awkward, because there is such thing as bad foreplay, and it definitely ruins the mood. So yeah, most foreplay is basically getting your partner in like a mindset and a preparation to continue on to sex. That's kind of the best way to say it. Like you got to start the car before you go, you go racing. It's the only metaphor I can think of. But Nikki, I think you probably have a lot more to say about this. So how do I initiate foreplay?
Well, I mean, I think, like, first of all, the idea of foreplay is consent, and it starts with the mind. So, um, and also it's going to depend on your partner and communication. It comes down to that, which is essentially what you're saying. It's like what works and what doesn't work, and having that conversation. So initiation is a conversation. And if it's been for some people, maybe there's a routine of like we kiss for like 10 seconds and then boom, it's happening. We're fucking. And maybe want what? And maybe
Boom,
want
we're fucking.
that's it. Like we got like, hey, we got
I need
time,
that
like
sticker. Boom,
yeah,
we're fucking.
boom, we're fucking. But maybe that's the routine. So some people might get into a sex routine and
Hmm.
certain things don't happen, even though one partner may want that thing,
Yeah.
um, and want to slow down. So there are things, there's stuff online, and I don't have like a reference for this off the top of my head, but essentially like games, there's like
There's
dice.
dice. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, there's like foreplay dice, but there are like lists of, what do you want to try? What's a um the list idea comes really from the kink community and BDSM community, where it's just like, here's a list of things, like, are you down to try? Is this a hard no? Or something like
Hmm.
that. Something that's kind of playful, like, hey, you know, what about this? What about that? Flirtation. And
Yeah.
that way, foreplay can begin with flirtation. It can begin as far as like once you have this sort of routine with your partner, you can have fun things that you know that are going to happen, and maybe leave a sticky note somewhere and like shove it in your partner's, like, do people carry briefcases? I don't know. We're all work from home.
I
Put it
don't
on your
know where you
laptop.
were going with that sentence in a second, and I was like, and you pause and you're like, do people still carry briefcases? Yeah, they do. They
They do.
definitely do.
Okay.
Shove it wherever
Um,
you want.
You could shove it wherever you want, but just like flirtatious messages or things that kind of are sexy and fun way before y'all are even in the same room.
Yeah.
So there are so many options, and I encourage anyone who's just like, how do I initiate foreplay? So just start kind of looking online for ideas, because It doesn't always work for everybody, and foreplay can include anything from dirty talk. Um, some people might include oral sex in that, or they just consider oral sex to be sex.
Yeah.
Semantics. Well, it is kind of important. But yeah, that's my basic thing without taking it for like 10 hours, because I could talk about foreplay a lot. And
Don't get her
aftercare.
started, folks.
Don't get me started on foreplay. What? Who's asking
Um,
this next question?
oh,
You
I
are.
am. Yeah. Nikki, would you rather give or receive oral sex?
I feel like this question is a very hard, it depends for me.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, like it depends on how it's going um on either side. So if mentally for me as well, it depends on where I am. So
Mm-hmm.
how are they doing with it? Can I tell that they're not really into receiving or giving in that moment? If I pick up on that energy, it shifts. So
Mm-hmm.
if and for me personally, anything related to sex is huge on like power and energy, not necessarily the pleasure side of it, because I can
Mm-hmm.
always adjust the pleasure side, since I'm just going to be like, yo, this is what I need you to do. If it's not working out. But if someone's like mindset, if their mind isn't there, it's doesn't matter. So yeah, it's one of those questions where it really depends for me. And I'm not trying to avoid it. It's just like depends. You?
Give 100%. I enjoy doing it. It's something that like I've always, and starting from the first time I did it, like I kind of it's like a, I don't know, like mentally, like I just enjoy it.
Mhm.
And yeah, I've always, yeah, it's, yeah, it's a thing for me. And I think it's the idea that you're giving your partner pleasure. And if you're doing it correctly and you're listening and being in tune with the person's body, and you're getting them to a very special point, yeah, there's nothing better. So 100% give.
Mhm. I'm like that totally tracks. Like everyone give RJ a round of applause. Um
That was not the point of that. That was
I'm
that was
sorry.
not the.
I was gonna do
I
it no
don't
matter
need to
what.
be put on a pedestal because I just enjoy oral
No, no, no.
sex. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not on the vulva side of things for this. So, and I like in my head, I've got like a million studies like going through just like, so there's a study about giving and receiving and, partners' preferences and da, 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 da. For me, sex is never, ever, ever, ever straightforward. I am gray sexual, demisexual. Sex is complicated. So, yeah, I do appreciate that. Am
That's
I
you.
asking this next? Yeah. I feel like I think I know the answer to this
I
question.
know you don't. No, you don't.
You we
No.
you I
Okay,
know.
just because I said in one
Celebrity
episode.
you would fuck.
Yeah. There's a couple. But
Choose one.
just one.
Just or you can a couple all at once. That's what you get. You
If I had to pick just one, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, I do the answer.
I know Nikita is the thought there, but it's Bryce
No, no,
Dallas
no, no,
Howard.
no. That's the thing.
I,
I knew it was Bryce.
oh, you knew it was Bryce Dallas Howard. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And like, again, I understand that she is happily married and she has children and stuff like that. But like right now, even now, 5 years ago, it's Bryce Dallas Howard. I find her in just first off, um, just super fucking smart. Uh, just the way she directs things and handles everything, and she's always so well spoken, and she just is radiant and very, 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 very attractive. Um, yeah. So Bryce Dallas Howard. Uh, I have a guess or two
Oh,
about.
you're not gonna get this. Oh, I want you to guess. Oh, how about I write it down and you guess?
Okay,
Hold on, let me write it.
it's Kermit the Frog.
No. Oh God. Wait a minute. Did I tell you about that one Kermit the Frog thing?
Oh my God, no.
Okay, I thought maybe I did. That has nothing to do with anything. I wrote it down. So
Okay.
who was your actual guess?
Your actual guess. Well, see, here's the thing, because if the way you're saying it, then it's not Charlie Cox or Tom Hiddleston.
Correct.
Okay, it's not one of them. We haven't really discussed anyone outside of that. So this is like just like a wild throwaway. Okay, so have they been in film?
Yes.
Um
I have
uh
thirsted over them on my timeline.
you've thirsted over them on your
At
timeline.
least one of their characters. Hmm.
At least one of the characters. Fuck. Marvel?
Yes.
Is he Chris Hemsworth?
I'm not straight.
Oh.
The
Um
look on your face, man. Sazerac.
Sazerac. Shit. Valkyrie?
Yes, Tessa
Yeah.
Thompson.
Okay.
That's it.
I feel
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
No, I mean, and
Right movie, wrong. I was just in the wrong right church, wrong pew.
everybody everybody forgets that about me. I feel like I just like, no, just, yeah. So that like giving and receiving question,
I gotcha.
there's a lot.
There is a lot.
There's a lot to unpack there. So,
Am I asking this next question? Yes, I
um,
am. I am. I am. Oh boy. Okay.
this is
Yeah. Is it normal to love your partner but not be attracted to them anymore? Nikki, I'm so glad you're shooting this shot first. I have thought about this. I will preface by we did look at these questions beforehand briefly,
mhm.
just because some of these are a little heavier and not as lighthearted as others, obviously. So we did come prepared in some aspect or another, but really still being on the spot on camera
Yeah,
with some of these questions is still tough.
I
So
didn't do any research for this. The questions I did catch like some of them I caught and I was like, yeah.
I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. All right. So, okay. So this person, they love their partner. They're just not attracted to them. Is that okay?
Okay, so I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
And that
Mm-hmm.
is going to piss off a lot of people. Is
Mm-hmm.
it because the phrasing of the question? Is it normal to love your partner, but you're
Yeah,
not
you're right.
attracted to him?
I changed the question. I changed it.
No,
The
but at
question,
this,
no, the straightforward was, is it normal? That's all they're
yeah.
asking. Is it normal?
So, and at the same time, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier, is like, what is normal? Like, what's a normal amount of time to have sex and everything like that? Um, I think I think we get really caught up in where it's like you're supposed to always be sexually attracted to your partner. You're supposed to always be attracted to your partner, even because that's part of love. So what I see is someone like the opposite would be like, I'm in love with my partner, but I'm not sexually attracted to him. So the word sexual is not there, but
Yeah.
um, and in another episode, we broke down some of the different types of attraction. For
Mm-hmm.
this, is it normal to love somebody and not be sexually attracted to them? Yes. And the way I will define partner, I mean, partners, things shift and change over time. And I think that is totally normal. Now, if this is something that's happening that is impacting your relationship to where your eyes are wandering maybe,
Yeah.
or it's hurting the relationship, that's different than normal. That is something that is going to have a negative consequence. So if there's this attraction element that you're not feeling anymore, even though you love your partner, or even let's say you are in love with your partner, um, I would recommend breaking that down with a professional and starting to figure out what that means for you. Um, the word normal, it probably is normal. Is it okay? It's going to depend on the situation. Attraction levels change and fluctuate. So I'm not giving a straightforward answer, and that's because there is no straightforward answer that does not shame somebody for how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
Most people will be shamed if they're like, "I'm not attracted to my partner," um, because we think that you're always supposed to be. So, anyway,
Yeah.
that's my 2 cents. Sazerac, you?
Um, yeah, I pretty much agree with everything that you said. Absolutely normal to love your partner, and as long as those wandering eyes don't start up. I think of I knew someone, he had worked for us. He was in his late 60s. And he was doing it just because healthcare. And fun guy. He had been married to the same woman since they were 17, 16 or 17. So 50 years. And I kind of want to do his voice, but I feel like no one else knows him, so it doesn't it wouldn't make any sense whatsoever.
Okay, we can do it after
Oh yeah,
after.
I'll let you listen. Yeah, I'll let you. You can hear him.
If you
He's
really wanna
unfortunate.
do it now, you can.
No, he's not. He's not with us anymore on this earth. So I wouldn't want to do that. But I remember him saying to me one time that he was like, I love my wife, but I wouldn't fuck her anymore. And I was like, what does that mean? He's like, I love her. He's like, that's my wife. He's like, but I'm just, it's just I'd rather just sleep in the bed next to her. I was like, okay. He's like, that's all that matters. And I was like, I get that. I get that. You're at that point where you're comfortable. There doesn't have to be any sort of like intimacy at that point otherwise. I mean, and he was just happy about it. And I hope as long as his spouse was happy about it too, that's all that matters. But I think the real key is, as long as you and your partner are, maybe if they were aware of these feelings, it kind of would help the situation. But yeah, it is normal, but again, be fearful of like the fine line that you're
Mhm.
walking
Yeah.
when it comes, because if you're not attracted to them anymore, and then the issues with intimacy and dead bedrooms and stuff like that creeps up very quickly. And so yeah, just kind of figure that out, I guess.
Yeah. If you're feeling that way now and you're starting to see that now, I think we're kind of saying the same thing. Like, start figuring it out now, like
Yeah.
what it means, because
Hmm.
in a year, 2 years, 3 years, like resentment does build.
Build. Hmm.
Um, and we're not all I feel like I'm like weird relationship anarchy. So my personal perspective of it is I don't I try not to bring that in. I always try to be neutral, but um I believe
It's
in
impossible.
relationship anarchy. Did that just happen on camera again?
Yeah,
I
the
swear
flashing
there is
red
a
light.
ghost. Yeah, there's a ghost in this room. Okay.
They just like
Anyway,
to listen. It's fine.
no,
But
it's fine. They're
you
like full of
you
relationship anarchy.
yeah.
That's what they are. Anyway.
It's impossible to be impartial. There's no, I don't think
Yeah.
like it can't happen.
And
But
I think it's important to be fair and balanced with no
yeah.
stigma and shame. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm asking, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you are.
we keep asking each other these like, are we asking? I think
Oh
someone
yeah.
should just fucking say it at this point. All
Just
right.
say it.
Hey,
Okay.
RJ, what's your favorite position?
This is an interesting one, because I don't want to kind of dredge my own relationship on camera.
Mhm.
And how we all have certain things behind closed doors. So I will just keep it to the answer that my favorite position is the one that myself and my partner find the most joy out of together. So whatever you think that may be, I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's gonna be my comfortable answer. There is an answer,
There's an answer, yeah.
and maybe off screen that'll be shared, but for right now, that is I might do the voice while I share that now.
Yeah.
That's something.
RJ and
Um,
I have a very weird
we
relationship.
really do. We really do.
So
Oh, this is just, yeah.
it's chaos.
It is. It really is unbridled. But yeah, no, just one that myself and my partner, enjoy the most together is the best
Mhm.
position. So, Nikki. What's your favorite position?
I'm so I I know exactly the position
Mm-hmm.
because because I'm just like, I know this is gonna work and I'm gonna get
Yeah.
the most joy out of it.
Let's cut the crap. Let's get to the
Um,
position.
and I'm also not going to share it. Um, I don't know why. I'm like, no. Um, but I just nah. I thank you for submitting the question.
Yeah, it's a
Like
solid
I
question.
like it's a solid question, but like the more I've like reflected on it, um personally for me, like my favorite position is the one that doesn't cause pain.
Yeah.
Because I have like a couple of like physical things that happen um with my body. Like my body just got some shit that it's just like ow. Um so it's gonna be different for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But when like the more I'm thinking about it, the more I was just like, you know what? I think it's whatever position is going to bring the most pleasure for both of us in the moment. And um more than likely, like I know the winner
Yeah.
for me. And it's gonna be the one that does not
Yeah.
hurt and
I'm
gives me the most
I'm
control.
pretty sure the winner for you is gonna be the winner for them. It just like
I know exactly what I'm doing.
okay.
All right.
Nikki, I want to tie up my boyfriend. All right. But he is hesitant. How can I get him comfortable with it?
You can't.
There we go.
I
That's that. No, that's it. You're not going to.
mm-mm.
If they are hesitant, then they are. And no, I'm already.
No,
You go
no,
down this
no.
road.
I think uh the way the question is phrased, um,
It's
he
a
is
weird power
hesitant.
dynamic. It's a
He
very
is
weird power
hesitant.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is hesitant.
correct.
That's then don't push him. You cannot get him to be comfortable with it. And that's the simplest, most
Yeah.
straightforward answer I got.
Hmm. If you want to sit down with
Hmm.
him and be like, I noticed there was hesitancy. Why are you hesitant? And then he's
Hmm.
like, hey, I was beat up and tied up before, and it's just not my bag. There you go. End of conversation. Now you know.
Hmm.
But it's not something you're just like, maybe if I push him into it, he'll be down. No, that's not how that works.
Hmm.
That's not at all how it works.
And down the line, we will do a kink episode
Yes.
where talking about bondage, tying up, and consent, and the steps for consent in those situations. So yeah, um, yeah, we're on the. I think RJ and I are usually going to be on the same page. I don't know if we're going to
Yeah.
be on the same page on the next one though.
Go ahead. Ask me the question.
I have a secret OnlyFans account. Do I need to tell my partner?
No. Um, you don't. Because that is you. That is what you are doing. Um, I think in my opinion, at some point, if you trust this person enough and you're with them and it's something you want to share with them, because there are the pitfalls of blackmail, shaming, having this brought up to them in a environment that you have not controlled and you can talk to them about. Um, but again, it is entirely your decision, but it is something that you might consider discussing, simply because it's this weird moment of having everything kind of collapse on you when you see your partner doing something or in a position that only you and that person enjoy behind closed doors, and then it's like out for the world to see. So 100%, no, you don't have to. This is yours entirely. It's your body. It is, you are allowed to do whatever you want to do with it. But in a relationship, I would say I would encourage you to do so, but you don't have to. So that's all I have to say.
I thought you were gonna go in a different direction, and yeah,
What?
nothing. Nope.
D-
No
s-
notes.
Do
I like
you agree? You agree with me?
I'm like 1000% like it's your body. The complication comes from possibly down the line them finding out
Correct.
another way.
Hmm.
But does that mean you need to tell them? No, you don't need, no, your body.
Hmm.
That's yours. And if you are enjoying it, if you like it, if it pays the bills, that's fine.
Hell yeah.
Um, I think my one caveat is if it pays the bills and you are telling your partner where that money comes from is a lie, and happens to be a lie,
Hmm.
that eventually will bite you in the
Yes, it
ass.
will. It will.
So I don't think anyone needs to, like, absolutely not. You don't need to tell him. You
Hmm.
also might want to think about the consequences down the line, because it's one where that eventually, if the relationship keeps going, because of fucking taxes and stuff like that,
I
like
was gonna say, and then accountants.
eventually it's like this stupid stuff like shared bank accounts or whatever.
Yeah, fuck that.
Um and yeah, so that stuff will like be like all of a sudden it'll be like, wait, what is this? That's where all of a sudden there might be a conversation.
Hmm.
And you think about that. I just don't think you need to tell them though.
No.
It's yeah. And I think on that one, and I think there's quite a few of these where I'm just like, if there's something like you're really struggling with, and you need to talk about it more in
Hmm.
depth, like I am down to chat more in depth about it, and give a perspective, because I don't know all of the ins and outs. Um,
Do you want me to share your Twitter handle?
we can
Yeah. She is at not perfect Nick.
NIK.
Nick. Nik.
Yeah. So if you, um,
Slide into them DMs
well, it's
appropriately.
kind of actually, you know what, it might be same handle on Instagram.
There we go.
I would slide into those DMs because I will check those from people like who I don't follow yet. But if you do have a question, or actually we do have an email address. Hold on.
Oh my God, we do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So that's is it sex and whiskey GC at Gmail?
Yeah. Sex and
That's
whiskey
wrong.
GC at gmail.com.
Yeah. So you can also email us.
Yes.
And
Email
if
us.
you're just like, holy fuck, there's a bunch of caveats to this and I do
Yeah.
need an answer, like just
Mhm.
holler at us, and um I'll check the emails, and yeah,
Do it.
I'm willing to talk more about any of these, unless it's a weird personal question where you really need to know my
That's a
thoughts.
no. That's a no.
Then please don't do that, please. Like, anyway.
Um, Nikki, my girlfriend likes to do non-consent role play. There's a lot there. But I sometimes worry I'm going to do something to hurt her. What do I do?
Okay, so for those who don't know, non-consent role play is also known as CNC, which is consensual non-consensual.
Okay.
It is under the BDSM umbrella, as a risk-aware consensual kink behavior, so rack behavior, usually. There's a lot of I'm non-consensual sexual contact. So think about that. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's role playing. This is actually a lot more popular than people think. So before anyone's like, "Oh my God, what the fuck?" We'll have a kink
Clutch
episode
them
coming up.
pearls.
Like we'll have an episode coming up. And we can talk about this in detail. So for the people watching, that's just a little bit of that. If this person, thank you for submitting this question, because I do love this question. Um, if you're worried you're going to do something that will hurt her, part of the thing that comes with consensual non-consent is writing out all of the boundaries. And when I say writing,
Mm-hmm.
I mean taking the time to like sit down with your partner to say, what are the parameters of this scene? Because essentially I would consider role play to be a scene, like you're acting out in a play. What are the parameters? What are the goals? What are we looking to do? Where should we be at the end? And part of that includes a safe word. And a safe word is something weird. So all activity stops. So it's not stop, it's not yes, it's not no. It's a safe word that is agreed upon by all parties, and it's like something weird like avocado, something like that. Like you're not going to scream that during sex.
No.
And if the situation is somebody's mouth is bound, there is another system of holding something and having the other partner let go. And so that can be the signal. So a physical signal of like, this is the thing. So it is all about conversation. And also, if you are worried, to me, what that indicates is that maybe you're not 1000% comfortable on this. And if you're not 1000% comfortable on consensual, non-consensual, there's a huge psychological component to it, which is why I consider it a higher risk BDSM behavior because of the psychological aspect, and it requires some aftercare. I would really sort of pause for a second, a minute, a moment, sit down with your partner and talk through all of this from start to finish and what it means. So that's my quick answer. And that wasn't that quick, sorry, but there you go.
Everything Nikki said. I have nothing to add. I'm unfortunately not part of that community. I will just say, don't randomly throw a knife into play.
That is knife play is the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. But when you're unaware that that is being brought into the situation, that don't do that. That's
Yeah.
not. That's how you lose people you love.
And there are people out there who specialize in BDSM and kink counseling and education. I can't say that is my specialty area, not yet. However, it's something I definitely know a lot about, but I can't. There are specialists out there who can talk through and educate on all of that. I don't personally know of a CNC specialist, so but we have an email address. If you're like, I
we
would rather
plugged
you
at the end
talk
of
to
this. Don't you worry.
somebody. I would
Yeah,
rather you talk to somebody than talk to
I
nobody.
might just put it like right at the bottom of this thing the entire
It's just
time.
like a whole
Contact
just
us. Yeah.
it's a lower third scroll thing,
Yes.
like CNN headlines. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've got time to do that. Go for
Yeah,
it.
no,
Sure.
we both do.
We
Shit.
both do.
Yeah. Okay. Hey,
Yes.
RJ.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I can't. Where do you like being touched the most?
My heart. Oh, where do I like to be touched the most? Yeah, my heart. I like I think that, someone who is able to connect with me emotionally is probably the best type of touch. That is my everyone has like their thing. There are people who, are very touchy feely. There are people who kind of just aren't. But everyone shows their love differently. Very much a guy who needs a hug every once in a while. So yeah, I like my heart being touched. Don't actually open my, thoracic cavity and grab my heart out. That'd be very difficult. I commend you for trying though. But yeah, my heart. I don't like. I like holding hands. Holding hands is nice. So holding hands are, yeah, that's fine too. What about you? Where do you like, Nikki? Being that's your birthday. Where do
I
you like
don't
being
like being
touched the
touched.
most? See.
I like there's a whole emotional component to it. If I'm paying someone for a massage, please go in there and like massage that shit out of my neck and shoulders. Like there's that touch, which is a different type of touch than probably the intention of the question.
Yeah.
So the intention of the question, if I were to look into it, I don't know. They're like, I don't have like a sweet turn on spot. And
There's not
I
just
don't
an
like to
on
be
switch.
touched. No, there might be, but
Mm.
actually I think there is an on switch. Um, but at the same time, I don't like to be touched.
End of sentence.
Yeah, like
I got you.
so I don't like if we ever
Nikki.
meet, please don't hug me. Don't
Nikki.
ask for a hug.
I'm not gonna hug you when we
That's
meet.
not for you, that's for anyone. Just don't
Oh, okay.
or even I don't want to hug anybody.
All right, that's fine. We'll shake
Mhm.
hands like adults.
Oh no, no. No. It's a fist bump. That's what we got.
You can't even shake hands.
Not
High five.
anymore. Like,
Can
good
we high
fucking
five?
God, look around. I mean, a high five if it's a moment that's worthy of a high five.
The fuck? Okay, we'll see what happens.
All right.
Getting nothing. I'm just gonna walk past you. Nikki, what's the ultimate role play for you?
I like power play dynamics a whole lot, and I'm really fucking good at it. In general, I don't like any other sort of role play like dress up or
Mhm.
anything like that.
Now, do you like being the Dom?
I'm a switch.
You're a switch.
hmm
So you switch between sub and Dom?
hmm But typically it depends on my mood. Lately I've totally been in Dom mode. I'm fuck somebody up. Consensually.
Essentially. Consent.
Yeah, no, I'll trample a motherfucker. That's fine.
Consent. We're
Um,
looking for consent.
no,
Yes.
that's it. Yeah, I'm a very difficult person to be around in general. So,
Mm-hmm.
so if you think I'm cute, just stop. Anyway,
Yeah. You got to ask the question. I don't know what this question is.
what's the ultimate role play for you?
There we go. Now that you've got, now that you've,
Okay,
now you've
sorry, I just finished my
formally answered.
Sazerac. Woo.
Now that you've asked me, what is the ultimate role play for you?
Please put in the crickets, like cricket sound effect.
Yeah, I will. No, I really, I'm really into giving massages. That's like, I like that type of, yeah, that's it. Just laying somebody down, giving them a massage, and then see where it goes consensually.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. End of list. Nikki, is this still? Yeah.
I
No,
think
you
this
asked
was
me.
mine,
Oh
but it
goodness.
just fuck it, say it. Just say it.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
done. I'm done
What?
figuring out whose
What?
questions are whose.
Cesar,
Mine's gone. So
what turns you on almost instantly? The laundry being done.
no, no. Mm-mm. I'm not answering that question.
Fair enough.
That's what I got.
What turns me on almost instantly? Uh Probably asking if I want to have sex. I'm a simple creature. I really am. Like at the heart of it, I'm a simple creature. Uh yeah, that's it. Some if well, one person in particular obviously was like, we should, let's get weird. I'd be like, let's do it. That's it. I'm ready. Nikki, what's the best position for an orgasm?
It's going to be the position that works for you. That's going to be different for uh anatomy, everything. I like everything. There's a lot that goes into it. Um, but it relates to your anatomy, any sort
Mhm.
of physical conditions, limitations, pain. Um, if you have a vulva and a clitoris and you know exactly what you like,
Mhm.
I were to I'm gonna say that a position that is going to get you access to that, so you can either rub your own clit or your partner is doing that, that's probably, as for a vulva owner, that's
Yeah.
probably going to do it. And what that position looks like and feels like is going to be different for a lot of people. Some people, it's just as simple. People like to do these like radical gymnastics positions. And I'm like, can we just do like modified missionary? Because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Um,
Sideline.
yeah, exactly. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
stuff like
Lift
whatever
the
is,
leg, and then it's like that,
yeah,
and then like your hand can read. Yeah.
yeah,
I
no,
gotcha.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
positions like that are
Mm-hmm.
going to be easy on your body, where you can focus on pleasure
Mm-hmm.
and your own pleasure and your partner's pleasure. That's whatever position that looks like for you. So, I know some people will swear by doggy style. I actually had somebody who kept wanting to put me in doggy style, and I was like, I hate that. Why? And I was like, oh, I heard that's like the best position to get you off. And I'm like, not me. I don't know who the fuck you were talking to about what works
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Yeah.
Like, so just consider that. Yeah, it's going to be person specific, and be safe, please. Be safe.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on it?
Um,
Great.
I think I don't know. I think the dilemma is guys are different. Um, in the sense that I think we on a whole have a much easier time reaching orgasm. The instructions for that manual are 2 pages. And I think we're just really happy to be there. um I think the best position for an orgasm is one that is reached mutually, or one that is, there's no shame in being second place. So I think any position is a good one as long as you're having fun and they're having fun. I don't think it matters.
I don't know.
What what is a normal amount of porn to watch? We've directly answered
Yeah.
this on an episode. You had a great line about one that does not inhibit you from like activities of daily living,
Yeah.
one that is, where you are not at work doing it when it is just impeding you from having a
Hmm.
relatively normal life. That is a normal amount of porn to watch,
Yeah. As
because
long as
i'm
it's,
i'm way more invested in the following questions and getting into the confessions.
yeah.
So I'm just go back to our old episode. Go back to our old episode.
I
Okay.
think
It's
that,
the
that was
second
masturbation. Yeah, that was
master,
the
the art
second
of self-love.
episode.
Okay, Sex
Yeah.
and Whiskey, the art of self-love. Go back to episode 2. Wow,
Hmm.
we have episodes to refer to. This is incredible.
This
I'm
is
so proud of
amazing.
us. Okay.
Good, good job, guys.
Um uh Nikki, this is also a confession. I flirt with people on the internet. It's harmless. I have a crush on somebody bad and want to meet them, but I'm also married. Help, advice. Just tell me to fucking stop. There's a lot. There's a lot here.
Just fucking stop.
There you go.
If if you're concerned enough to need
Mm-hmm.
someone to tell you to fucking stop, stop.
Yes.
If if it's a compulsion to keep flirting with people on the internet and that is some sort of rabbit hole that gets you to this point, maybe that's where you need to stop. This
Correct.
person, I am a huge fan of mute or block your crush. So that's what I got.
Yeah, I've got Nikki. Nikki answered it. Listen, viewer, I'm flattered. I really am. I'm happily married. Um, I will tell you to stop. You can love me from afar, but just stop. Anyway, Nikki, are you polyamorous? Fair enough. Confessions. I wonder who wrote this one. I
I know.
love I love whiskey, but it gives me heartburn. Fair viewers, that was me. I love whiskey, but it gives me heartburn. Awful, awful heartburn. But I suffer through it because I love the show and I love whiskey. Um,
This
I'm
show was
also
your idea. It was
this
your
show was
idea.
my idea. That was we'll have a an episode on our episode anniversary in March of 2023. We are going to do a looking back, and
Oh
we're going
God,
to talk about
we are.
the inception of Sex and Whiskey. But yes, it gives me heartburn. I'm on medication. I'm doing okay right now. Hopefully. But yeah, I'll be fine. I fake some of my orgasms because my antidepressants fuck me up. I'm a dude. That is unfortunate. Antidepressants, that is one of the side effects that you just either take forever or you
Hmm.
don't. Um un I find it just the cruelest of fate, the fact that
Hmm.
something that is literally meant to help with your depression makes one of the joys in your life so difficult to achieve. Um, I I completely empathize with the situation. They are in there are some, not many, there are some antidepressants that do not have the side effect. Unfortunately, most SSRIs, which are the most oftenly given out for depression, that's like kind of the that's usually what this is, and what happens. So I don't know if there's anything that you can do to change at this point. I'm sorry, that absolutely sucks. But yeah, I get it. I get it, and I'm sorry. I like my ass eaten. Hey,
I'm so glad you said it because I didn't want to be the soundbite for that. Yes. Good for you. I love this
someone's
for you.
someone's
I
got to say it.
I
Someone's
love
got to
this
say
for you. I think a lot of people
it.
need to try
If
getting their
it's
ass eaten.
Listen, as long as your ass is clean,
We might do a
pristine.
whole episode on anal one day. We'll see.
My God, we have a full catalog coming.
We do.
Oh
There's
my
so
God.
much to talk about.
Okay. One time when I was bored, I opened. You know, I feel bad. I didn't like start, and I wanted to do this byline. Um, so welcome to Sex and Whiskey Confessions. Confessions. One time when I was bored, I opened a huge stack of condoms. Now, these aren't me. I have not written
No,
these,
that's
just so
why
you
I'm
know.
not reading
These
them. I
are
love
all
it.
these are all submitted. This is not, I'm not just like pulling out my journal and reading them to
No, he
everybody.
is.
It
He
is.
is. You just don't see it.
You're not supposed to tell them.
I'm sorry.
I was bored. I opened a huge stack of condoms just because they were flavored and I wanted to know what they tasted like. Banana was ironically the worst tasting one.
I love this confession.
Uh, sure.
I
I
just love
remember
it.
the days early on of when flavored condoms started hitting, and I was very curious because like did it like change the flavor of your vagina too? Like I mean the residue, like first off, I I I think aside from lube that is safe for the condoms, there's not many things that should be going into a vagina. Like
There's like the list is very short.
yeah,
Mhm.
like flavored gels and stuff like that was weird. I remember the tales of people putting pop rocks in there.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Have you heard the
No.
Jolly Rancher story?
Oh, I've
Okay.
heard that one. I've
Oh
heard that
yeah.
one. I've
Yeah.
heard that,
Okay.
but Pop
Yeah.
Rocks.
Yeah. So
Oh, oh no.
unless it is uh a digit, you know what? No, I'm not gonna put up the
Don't
list
we don't need
of
it. We don't
stuff
do the
to
list.
just
No,
put up there.
if it's
Um,
food, don't put it in
yeah,
you.
just don't.
That's just if it's or
Okay.
yeah. We
All right.
Pop Rocks.
I sold a pair of my sister's underwear to a friend.
I hope you got good money.
Yeah, and how old was your sister, you weirdo?
Like, we're not shaming. We don't know
If
everything.
that person, if they are underage, then yes, I am
I,
allowed to say that.
but we don't know.
Okay,
We
then it's
don't
totally fine. As
know.
long as they are of a consenting age, not in the state of Alabama, I'm talking 18 plus, then that's fine. I
And
I do hope you got
honestly,
good money.
give your sister a cut. Come on.
Yeah, what the
Like
fuck?
you better just like split some
Especially if it's
money.
like a nice pair of underwear and like maybe
You
she
better,
was
I mean, I
bummed.
really hope they were like replaced them because I don't know. I just bought a pair of like just bought a pair of underwear because I was like, I really like the design and the branding. I don't want to talk about how much I fucking spent, but if those were to go missing and I found out
Was it
someone,
more than $40?
no,
Okay.
no. Um, but if they were to go missing and then I found out someone made money off of them, I would come for my money. Like I'm gonna break a
There's the
kneecap.
soundbite. There it is.
I'm gonna
There it
break a
is.
kneecap. Don't
There it
steal my
is.
panties.
There's the
Um,
other one.
pay me,
I'm
bitch.
gonna come for my money and then don't steal my panties, bitch. Okay.
Okay, keep
That's really
going. Yeah, I'm not doing any of these confessions. This is all you.
there is a video of me on Pornhub.
I hope it's consensual.
There
That's
we
all I
go.
got.
That's what I was gonna. I hope it's conventional. I hope it's conventional. No, I hope it's consensual. I hope everyone involved consented.
I hope you had
Um
fun if you did.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and
good for you.
there are some people who like to have that type of stuff. Like
Yeah.
they like being filmed and have that out there.
Exhibitionists.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing, no shame in that. Absolutely no shame in that. My
No.
only hope is that it's consensual
No.
and that's that. So,
Anytime I go to Rite Aid, I steal lube.
no, you don't. Nobody saw that. And if you see someone, I'm gonna, if you see someone stealing lube, diapers, condoms, period products, food, no, you didn't. You didn't see it. I don't know if you're gonna want to edit that out because I'm not saying you should steal stuff. I'm saying no, you didn't see it. Hmm,
If
that's all
you
I got.
steal from a big box store, who cares?
I don't give a
Um,
fuck.
yeah, who
I
cares?
don't.
If you steal from Ball Bart, all right, go nuts. Fuck them. Um, I masturbate more than my boyfriend. Why?
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm like, as long as like are like, do you feel like your needs are or is it, do you if you enjoy it better or like I'm actually curious about this confession.
Yeah, mismatched sex drives.
Yes, this is a
Um,
whole thing. Email
yeah.
us.
Actually, if yeah, I like you wanted to reach out on that because I would love to know why. But there's nothing. There
No,
is absolutely nothing
Nikki
wrong
had
with
a
it.
great segment about this in the art of self-love, talking
Okay.
about female masturbation. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I did have a great segment. Anyway, continue.
My only fan, I feel like this is
This
linked
is
to a this was linked to a question we had earlier. My OnlyFans account makes just shy of $8,000 a month. God bless
keep
you.
making that bag. Take it all.
Just do it.
Yeah, like and honestly, oh, I don't I might reactivate OnlyFans. There's like a whole privacy thing related to banking accounts, but honestly, like I'm down to follow someone's OnlyFans just to support them. I will never get on. I rarely get on there, but yeah. Good for you.
Yeah,
It's
good for
hard.
you.
It is so hard
You
to
there
make money
it's
on
a
OnlyFans.
commitment. You've got to
Mhm.
like, and people are like, and the shaming.
Yeah, no, it is such hard work.
Man,
Like
if I could spread my butt cheeks and
you
do all
could.
that, nobody. I'd have the only OnlyFans that got shut down due to like poor reception. It'd
No,
be
I
like,
don't.
sir,
Have you ever
stop it.
like
Oh my
been on
god.
OnlyFans and seen what's out there?
Being 100% completely honest,
Yeah.
no, I haven't.
Okay. No, you'd be
I
surprised.
know of it. I know of the fans. I've not been on the fans.
Oh yeah, I love there's some I don't have like my um like account active anymore to follow anybody, but
Mm-hmm.
just like talking to people on there and meeting them and just being like, it was a lot of curiosity for me. Like, okay, so everyone is like shamed for following someone on OnlyFans. Why
Mm-hmm.
is there a stigma? And then starting to like see these people who interact with others.
Yeah.
It was just like really cool to sort of just be like, somebody would post, they like making money, they're
Mm-hmm.
posting a picture of them doing something, whatever it is, and everyone is like consensually drooling over it, and that person is making money from it. And it's like, oh God, you have an OnlyFans. Like there's this stigma. And I'm like, hell no, like this is pretty fucking cool. Like everyone's like, yeah, your dick looks great. Like, what's wrong with that? I don't know, people get that paper. 8K. I'm jealous.
8K. Hells
I
yeah.
yeah, I'm just lazy. That's why.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
Yeah, I'm lazy.
Um, I have a crush on both of you. Mm, thank you.
Didn't I tell you
Didn't you tell me what?
bisexuals, we should have like a, just bisexuals should love us. Like we're adorable.
Uh, half of the crew. It's just I've heard a compliment about my voice, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. So submit to the email for some ASMR stuff and whatever you want. I'll say whatever the hell you want.
Okay, that's a patron. We oh, people get paid to do that on OnlyFans to do audibles. Yes.
Really?
Yes, people get paid to do that. I've
Yeah,
been paid to do
someday. I sometimes take is you still working on that absinthe?
that. Hmm?
Good. I sometimes take Benadryl before sex to last longer. You should stop doing that. I'm going to tell you for a couple reasons. First off, I know what you're trying to do. Okay, you're trying to diminish your sensitivity. I get that. However, there is such thing as Benadryl abuse. Also, you can get what's called a paradoxal reaction, where you lose your goddamn mind. Um, it happens. Children who get Benadryl, rather than like kind of everything starts to wind down and they get sleepy and nice, they lose their fucking mind and they become nightmares. So it can happen to you. It's called a paradoxical reaction. It's when the reaction, the intended thing does not happen, but pretty much the opposite of that occurs. Um, so just don't abuse it. You shouldn't be abusing meds, period, for sex to last longer. There's other ways. You can talk to your partner,
Hmm.
and kind of, I know it's tough. I get you. I'm I'm well aware. But there are definitely ways that you can communicate with your partner about what you need, and kind of slowing down, uh, guided imagery. Um, there's a trick with tensing your thighs. There's a lot of stuff you can do.
Practicing edging and mindful masturbation,
That too.
like on
Any of
yourself.
that on
Hmm.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we didn't quite do an episode on that, but I would look it up.
It's coming.
Is it
I
phrasing?
someday. Um, we're gonna I'm gonna close out with our general feedback here. We got a couple loves the show, great voices, no notes, stay frosty, love y'all. Love the episode on body image. Thank you. Uh, that was fun. This is fun. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. Would love weekly shorter episodes or bi-weekly. We would love to do that if we had the time to do that.
Yeah.
Getting this show is a process. We have bi-weekly meetings, where we kind of follow up after we do our episodes, crafting our episodes, and then just actually sitting down and doing them, getting that chunk of time. Nikki is a very popular person. They've got a lot on their plate, and I feel like I kind of, I take that time away from others, just so we can do this silly little show. So I find it very important to say just be thankful for the fact that you have the episodes that you have. We put a lot of thought into it. We do a lot of independent research. The audio editing, thank you to Gatecrashers founder
Mhm.
Dan for doing that for our episodes. The videos I edit myself, been working with someone for our theme music and our intro, which you're going to see for the first time. It's not the finished product, but it's what we have right now. And then hopefully for the next episode, we'll get the full thing. So it's been Nikki's birthday. It's still Nikki's birthday. Is there anything you want to close out with before we end this very well-rounded chat and ask us anything?
I just thank you all for the support. Like following on podcast channels, Apple, Spotify, everyone, like if you rate it, supporting Gate Crashers, like that's a huge shout out right there. Like I think
Mm-hmm.
we're Sex and Whiskey, but we are a Gate Crashers production, really.
Or a Gatecrashers
Um
baby.
yeah, like we're Gate Crashers, baby. So
Mm-hmm.
just shout out to Gate Crashers and everything that happens there. Like it's not just Sex and Whiskey, like it's comics, it's movies, it's books, it's wrestling, like anime, everything. It's reviews, interviews, a weekly podcast. What else? Like there's so much that happens at
There's a
Gatecrashers.
ton. There really is a ton.
We are a tiny fragment of it, but like I want to say, like I want to take this time, like thank you to Gatecrashers for just being like to Dan who was just like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Like and everyone else who's been supportive. I really just thank you. And thank you to RJ for just a random message. I was at D&D and got a message from RJ like, "Hey, do you want to do this thing?" And we talked twice maybe on like not talking like
I
this.
slid
Like
into Nikki's DMs on a random Saturday night,
it was Friday.
and ooh, she remembers. And I'm pretty sure I opened with, "Hey, I'm not a serial killer, but
Oh shit.
uh,
I don't know. I don't remember
um,
that.
I reached out and essentially kind of laid out the framework for what I thought the show could be, um, because Nikki had written a beautifully crafted work on wellness, and kind of monitoring your own mental health through everything that's been going on. I really enjoyed the article, and I found someone who kind of saw everything for what it is. And then just some shameless Twitter prodding to see that they also enjoyed whiskey, and a they're also a sexpert. So I think I hit the trifecta, and it worked. It really worked. It was no surprise to me. I'm sure all of you enjoy our chemistry. We enjoy our chemistry. It's great to have someone who is easy to talk to, especially to listen to, I guess. But this all cannot be done without you, our faithful listeners, viewers. There may be few, but you are many to us. So thank you with that. We're gonna close with a happy birthday to Nikki.
Don't
And
sing.
I'm not.
Okay,
Why would I
girl,
do
thank
that?
fucking God.
Why would I do that? Guys, no, she doesn't want to. No, stay in there. Okay. So we're not gonna sing. But thank you. Thank you everyone. Enjoy this and look for our next episode, which should be coming out before this. Episode 5. It's gonna be called Sex and Whiskey, Exploring Your Options. Again, we have a wonderful guest. So thank you for Sex and Whiskey. I was RJ.
I'm still Nikki.
It's Jill Nikki every time. All right. Thank you and good night.